Are you tired of feeling tired? By the end of this video, you'll understand the most common reasons people feel tired and how we identify the root causes through a deeper functional medicine workup and what you can start doing right now to begin restoring your energy. You're not alone. Fatigue and brain fog are some of the most common misunderstood symptoms many of us deal with. So let's go through some of the many reasons most of us deal with fatigue. Fatigue rarely shows up in conventional blood work, and we're often told everything looks normal, even when we clearly don't feel well. So how do you figure out the root causes of your fatigue and a path to normalcy? Through a thorough health, nutrition, and lifestyle inventory. This can include advanced labs that look at things such as nutrients, cell health, hormones, and gut function, and understanding how the systems and causes integrate and add up to create your current health picture. So why are you so tired? Fatigue isn't a diagnosis, it's a symptom, and it often has several overlapping causes. Most conventional medical appointments focus only on ruling out major diseases like anemia, infections, or autoimmune diseases, heart and lung issues, and so on. They rarely explore your life context, your stress load, your sleep patterns, or the slow changes in your health story that can explain why you feel drained. Some of the most common contributors to chronic fatigue include: number one, lack of sleep. It seems almost too simple, but honestly, this happens a lot in practice. Someone dealing with chronic fatigue comes in, we fix their sleep, and 50 to 90% of their problems are better. It's just one of the top reasons we're all exhausted. Actually, over a third of Americans don't get enough sleep, and our culture almost celebrates running on empty. Next, nervous system overload. Even with proper sleep, being chronically stressed out or mentally overstimulated can burn you out. Your brain and your nervous system simply just can't stay on all day without consequence. Stress dysregulates digestion, hormones, immunity, and energy production. An inflammatory or processed diet. Modern food is a major driver of fatigue. Simply emphasizing a whole foods diet can make a surprising difference. Both overeating and long-term calorie restrictions like dieting can also disrupt your energy. Next, lack of movement. Fatigue often comes from two issues, either a deficiency like sleep or through things like stagnation from not moving. When we go long stretches without enough movement, the systems that create and regulate our energy start to downshift. Our muscles will decompensate, our hormones will become less responsive, and even our mitochondria, the parts of our cells responsible for making energy, become less efficient when they are not being used. Movement is what stimulates these systems to stay healthy. Even when your mind feels fried, your body still might need regular movement to keep these energy pathways working well. Chronic illness and inflammation are an obvious cause of fatigue. After lifestyle factors, chronic illness is one of the biggest drivers of fatigue. Even well-managed conditions like Hashimoto's or irritable bowel syndrome, diabetes, or chronic pain can still create secondary issues and dysregulations that leave you feeling drained of energy. Next, let's talk hormonal dysregulation. Hormones like estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, thyroid hormone, and cortisol all affect our energy. But hormone dysregulation, it's important to note, are often caused by deeper issues like inflammation, stress, poor sleep, and poor diet. So supporting hormone balance means supporting all of those other areas we just talked about. Next, nutrient insufficiencies. So standard blood testing for nutrients only tell us whether you meet the minimum level set by the RDA, or the recommended dietary allowances, which are created to prevent severe deficiency diseases. They're not intended to measure whether your cells have what they need to function optimally. So your labs for certain vitamins can come back normal by conventional standards while your cells are still struggling. Lack of optimal levels of nutrients can be a very common reason for people to feel tired, foggy, or run down, even when their blood work might look fine. All right, let's talk aging. As we move through our 30s, 40s, and beyond, our physiology changes in noticeable ways. Recovery just naturally is slower. Stress has a bigger impact. Our cells don't repair themselves quite as quickly as they used to. So this doesn't mean anything is overtly wrong, but it does mean that the habits we could get away with in our 20s or 30s, like poor sleep, irregular or processed meals, high stress, less movement, they all start catching up to us in our 40s and 50s. By then, or even later, we need to be more intentional with sleep, nutrition, movement, and stress balance in order to maintain our energy. So you don't need to be hypervigilant usually. Most people can live with a couple of these issues and still feel okay. But when enough of them pile up for too long, or we simply get older and can't recover like we used to, your energy will eventually break down. And that's usually the moment people realize they need help. Let's talk about how we figure out why you are tired. First, we listen. listen. A detailed timeline of your symptoms, diet, and lifestyle history can often reveal as much as we need to know. Next, we can personalize advanced testing based on your history to help us identify or rule out core drivers of fatigue. We then combine your story with your lab data. We look at patterns, connections, and system-level imbalances. From there, we work on things at a pace that's right for you. We build a plan to address the most important things, address fundamental diet and lifestyle issues, and what's accessible first, and then work step by step as you're able to make changes. Okay, all of that is well and good, but how do you feel better right now? Whether your fatigue is mild or long-standing, healing always begins with the foundations. These are the non-negotiable building blocks of energy. So what are these foundations? Let's go through them. Number 1, sleep. Aim for 8 hours. The body performs specific repair processes roughly between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., no matter when you may actually go to sleep. So if you miss that key window, even if you're getting 8 hours but going to bed at, say, 1 a.m. or 2 a.m., your body doesn't do all the same house cleaning it needs to do. Prioritize consistent, biologically normal sleep times. Finish dinner earlier as much as possible, and create a screen-free window routine to ensure you can and do go to sleep on time. Next, after sleep, nutrition. Very simple rule. If the food or ingredient was invented after 1940, don't even bother eating it. Remove processed foods and focus on whole, nutrient-rich foods. Eat real food, including plants, proteins, and natural carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, legumes, and whole grains for long-burning energy. Try not to starve yourself during the day and then crash eat at night. Nourish your body consistently. Next, movement. And this can be a bit confusing, especially if you are dealing with fatigue, but sometimes movement is the stimulus you need to stimulate your systems and also to help you sleep better, to have better energy. And also, movement's just the best anti-aging, hormone-supporting, longevity, and cellular medicine you could possibly invest in. It's important to start where you are and to build gradually. Make sure you're getting just basic movement throughout the day, but also fit in cardiovascular workouts and strength workouts. Even gentle activities such as going for a simple walk or yoga can reduce stagnation, improve mood, re-energize your body and brain. Also, for many of us, including me, accountability is crucial. So involve your friends or professionals to help you stay on track and keep moving. So now let's talk stress and mindset. Even all other things being equal with sleep, nutrition, exercise, a constantly overactivated nervous system will drain your energy, increase inflammation, disrupt sleep, digestion. Whether you actually feel stressed or are okay running on every cylinder every day, constant nervous system activation is just a major cause of the development of fatigue eventually. It's important to work on having balanced and healthy boundaries, doing what trauma or other therapy might be necessary. You might need nervous system retraining to help get your nervous system out of rev mode. Important to take time away from screens and to practice things like breath work or take time in nature. These little things can radically improve your energy. So what if these foundations aren't enough? They are absolutely essential to healing from fatigue, but they might not fix everything that's causing your fatigue on their own. There could be other issues like gut microbiome imbalances, hormonal imbalances, nutrient depletion, cell dysfunction, or chronic inflammation. If these are present, deeper assessment and targeted therapies are needed to resolve these drivers of fatigue. And a functional and integrative medicine approach to health is designed to do just that. So let's be real. What if you can't always treat the root causes of fatigue? At InHealthRVA, we like to act like Sherlock Holmes to try and figure out what the root causes are that could be driving things like fatigue. But sometimes we can't completely remove the root cause. This can be due to changes in the body that just aren't fully reversible, natural aging processes, or circumstances that make consistent lifestyle changes unrealistic. Healing isn't always linear. Life happens along the way, and you might not be able to get rid of your kids or your day job. So there's no such thing as perfection, but we can help you understand what choices are beneficial for you, what's in the good, better, or best categories most of the time, and to not beat yourselves up if you fall off the wagon. The wagon's always there for you to hop back on. Sometimes supporting our health and wellness is about learning to adjust, knowing what's going on in our body, and learning to be flexible and to refocus once disturbances happen. And other times it means setting boundaries and doing the extra things that we need to do to take care of ourselves, even when it's not easy or convenient, because we know our wellness is worth it. Fatigue is a sign. Your body's trying to tell you something isn't right and ask you to pay attention to it or to adjust to take care of yourself. So the answer isn't always to caffeinate or to push through. Take a break. Figure out what your body's trying to tell itself. That's the first step you can do to healing from fatigue.